Greetings YouTubers, this is Jace from Marshall Made Collectibles, and today we're going to be doing a unboxing and review on the Thracian General from ACI Toys International. This figure just came out. It should be ready at almost all 1/6 scale and collectible figure outlets and online retailers. This figure kind of reminds me, and it just screams 300 to me. And as we go through it, you'll be able to see how close it is and reminiscent of the characters from the movie 300. ACI provides us with another one of their magnetic flat box. On the front, we have a really nice picture of the actual figure posed. If you turn to the side, all you have is almost like a forest scene, and it says Thracian General. On the back, we have another really nice picture of the figure, and it gives the highlights of what's with this figure. And what you have is a detailed yelling head sculpt with rooted hair. Each piece is professionally hand-painted. The body is an ACI Toys muscular body. It's their Andrew, one of their original first releases that we had with the Gladiator series. There's over 30 points of articulation. The body is painted and the skin textures there. For the armor and weapons, we have the helmet with a red plume. We have gauntlets. We have the round shield, which is, I believe, is the shield might be die-cast. I'm not exactly sure. The sword I know is die-cast, and it also has the spear, which is die-cast. The costume has a protective waist belt, shoulder belt, and with detailed buckles, a leather loincloth. He has a red cloak, which is battle-worn, and of course he comes with those sandals that ACI is famous for. And again, on the back, it's just got the manufacturing information and that it's distributed by Seven, who has been putting out all of ACI's products. On the other side, it's just a carryover from the front flap, so when that all opens up, it becomes one big solid scene. So it's kind of cool. And like I said, it's on a magnetic flap, so let's go ahead and open it up. And when we open it up, we have a little story over there on that side of the character itself. We have some black foam. I can't speak today. Foam. And instead of like the other ACI releases where this is like a panel picture, this is more or less just like a cardboard frame that goes around the clear plastic clamshell. So we'll go ahead and remove that. And this has actually got a window on it too, by the way. It's not just a clear frame. And as we pull the plastic clam out, let's move the box back. See what we have here. And through the clam we can see our figure. You see the sword. He has an extra 3 pairs of hands, so we'll have an additional to the ones that he's got. We have 3 left and 3 right. We turn him around and you can see that really nice helmet with that plume and the spear tips. So what we're going to do is, if you just give me a moment, we'll go ahead and take this bad boy out and we'll get some review finished, and we'll do some high definition pictures here at the end like I do with all my reviews. So I'll be back in just a second. Okay everybody, we're back and we have the Thracian General out of his box. And what I'd like to do is just go over some of the pieces before we do some of the HD photos at the very end. One of the things he comes with is his spear. I don't even know if I can actually get that all in shot at one time because the thing is so long. There we go. I can do it front to back like that. But this whole thing is metal. If you look, it's got a real nice wood grain finish to it, but it's actually the whole shaft of it is metal, and both tips are metal. So you'd have to be a little careful with that because that can actually probably do some damage. The helmet he comes with is a very nice helmet. Let's see if we can get that in shot. It's flexible, so it's rubber. or a soft plastic. It's got a really nice plume. I wouldn't say it's red. I know they say it's listed as red, but it's more of a burgundy or a wine colored. But it has an incredible amount of detail and it fits the figure well. And these bend out, so you don't have to worry about them breaking or snapping. And the shield, I didn't know if it was die cast or not. It's not. It is plastic, but it's been highly done up and antiqued, and it's weathered. There's some areas that look like where the patina has started to, like how copper will turn that green. I don't know if the camera's picking it up because it's really faint, but it's speckled throughout. You've got some battle wounds there where there's some gashes. And on the back, it's kind of just plain Jane compared to some of the shields that we've seen through ACI, but you have like a leather strap where his arm would go through and then the handle that he would hold. But really nice and displays extremely well with the figure. One of the other things we'll do real quick, we'll touch on before we go through the figure, is he does have a scabbard in one of his belts, and it holds his very nice sword. Kind of reminds you of almost like a gladiator sword. Really well done. You can see like the individual areas on the hilt there. The handle is done in multi colors where it's got some silver lines and a gold hilt at the very back of it. Really well done. Weathered. Instead of it just being silver, it's got some black overspray onto it. So it has a really nice look, and it's got a good weight to it, and he holds it extremely well in his hands. The figure itself, again, ACI has come leaps and bounds of what their old head sculpts used to be, and again, we're getting more like Hot Toys quality type heads. This one is no different. We've got the speckling in the face, there's some little wounds there, the eyes have a natural, real, almost glow to it. The teeth are done up really well for a yelling mouth, which usually has almost an artificial look to it. They were able to pull it off so well that even with the tongue, you can see where the tongue attaches to the bottom of the mouth. So that's done extremely well. All the leather bits for his harness to the belts that hold his sword and go around his waist, done very well. His leather trunks look weathered, and they're done up really, really well. And there's his scabbard, and his scabbard is leather too. He's got the gauntlets on each hand, which is done in a plastic type material, but painted to look like it is for the shield. And this one, it's got almost looks like some sort of piranha fish that goes all the way around it, and it's the same one that they have for the opposite side, but done up well. And again, we have our leg armor, which looks incredible. It's laced in the back, and we have those ACI sandals, which we have had on some of our Roman figures before, and they have already done it for us. There was a couple figures that they put out before in the past that required the buyer or the collector to have to put together, and they are simply a pain in the butt to do. But when they're done, they look incredible. We have our cape, which I don't know if the camera will pick it up, but it's tattered and weathered. There's holes through it. It's got some brown washes, some white washes, and some gray washes. And one of the things I wanted to touch on too, which sometimes is not pulled off very successfully, is if you look at the head sculpt, he does have rooted hair. And the way it is done, it's got a natural part in the top, but it works incredible with this figure. And I know there's been some that have done some in recent past, and that saran hair that they use just does not pull it off. And this one, it works. It looks like real hair. I don't think a molded hair would have worked on this figure, especially for something long. But it would have been nice to see them do something like this one, for when Hot Toys does like a Thor or something like that. That would really sell the head sculpt. And this one, it definitely works. all the, like I say, and all the little leather bits are done extremely well, but even everything on this figure has been weathered. And I know this is their old Andrew body, and they're reusing it for this figure, which you almost need a more muscular body to begin with. But if you look at the detailing on the body, the veins are painted, everything, and the shadowing and the abs and what have you. A lot of great care went into pulling off this figure. And if you happen to get this figure, it would be really easy to pick up that new King Leonidas head sculpt that's coming out and pop that on this body, and you would have yourself a King Leonidas from 300 in like 2 seconds flat. So my overall impressions are I am extremely impressed with this figure. Collector of timepiece figures and warriors and knights and gladiators. This is definitely something that I can see somebody wanting to add to their collection. And if you were a collector of like 300 memorabilia, this is that almost that general figure that Fassbender played in the 300 movie. So, I hope you liked the review. Be sure to like or comment in the section below, and check out my HD photos at the very end of this review. Again, thank you for your time, and take care. This is Jace for Marshall Made Collectibles.